All right, so happy Tuesday. It is the 8th day of our February Real Food Challenge. And I had a question in the group this week about something that I want to take a little bit of time to explain for people about the goods and bads of it, but also kind of the overall concept behind this particular topic and why I go at stuff like this kind of with caution. So the question that was brought up was, is juicing good for me? Should I be juicing? And when I hear that question, I can't just give a yes or no answer. It requires a little more, I guess, investigation on my part in order for me to help guide someone to the right decision about juicing. So one of the questions that comes to mind when someone asks me about juicing is really about what their goals are. What is the goal, and why did you consider juicing as an option for reaching that goal? And unfortunately, most of the time, this question leads to an answer that has to do with kind of the same reason that everyone selects a diet. The diet culture has, just flat out brainwashed us into thinking that there's this magic tool that we're just missing, and that's the reason we're unhealthy, that's the reason that we're fat, it's the reason we don't feel well, it's the reason that we can't get the results we want. It's because this is the magic answer. It's marketing 101. Find someone's pain point and then sell them something to fix their pain, right? So if you feel yucky, if you feel bloated, if you feel fat, then you need a juice cleanse, because this is what's happened with juice cleanses. There's even a commercial that I hear on the radio here every time I'm in the car from a company. It's a juice company, and the radio host says that she's done the 3-day cleanse, and the most common side effect from the cleanse, the 3-day juice cleanse, is that she lost weight and she lost inches and she no longer feels bloated. And that's literally the key buzzwords for so many people that I talk with. They feel bloated, they feel fat, they feel lazy and tired. And if this person on the radio did a 3-day juice cleanse and she got all of those things, then heck yeah, why not try it, right? What's the point? What's the reason not to? So the reason not to, for me, is quite simple. If that is your reasoning, and you have decided that the diet culture has played onto your emotions and said, yes, I'm these things, I'm overweight, I feel bloated, I want more energy, and 3 days later I could have all of those things if I just do this juice cleanse. If that's the reason, then you're totally missing the point behind the diet culture and what we're trying to teach. Because it's not a magic answer. It's not the magic bullet that you're looking for to solve the problem. It is a temporary fix that, yes, can do all of those things in a short period of time, but it's not a long-term solution to the problem. And so it really comes down to understanding your mindset about where you are health-wise, physically, mentally, nutritionally, all of those things, on whether I would agree that a juice cleanse or a juicing is right for you. So let's talk about what juicing actually is. So essentially, juicing takes things that are inherently healthy, like carrots and apples and spinach and kale and celery and all of the foods that we should be eating in our diet, and it reduces them and macerates them and chews up all of the matter and extracts the juices from it, and then you drink the juice. So let's talk about what's in that glass. What's in the cup at the end of it is the liquid. So it's the hydration, which is good for you. People need more hydration. Most people aren't drinking enough water. So you will at that point get more hydration, which is a benefit. But there are nutrients inside that. You've got, beets and carrots and all the things that you might put in there. There are micro and macronutrients inside those, vitamins and minerals that you do need in your body that you might not be getting other places. Unfortunately, the trade-off in doing a juicing is that when you grind up the food matter, you're essentially extracting the fiber, the healthy fiber that your body needs from that material. So if you chew up an apple and you take all of the fiber from it and leave the juice, then you're missing one of the main reasons that an apple is healthy. Apple is nothing more than carbohydrate. It's 100% carbohydrate. It has seeds inside it that have a little bit of fat and protein in them, but the apple itself that you eat is 100% carbohydrate. What makes it healthy is the fact that the carbohydrate is a great mixture of simple and complex carbohydrates. It has fiber in it. But once you reduce that apple to nothing more than juice, you lose a large percentage of the fiber that makes that apple healthy. So now you're essentially just drinking the sugar of the apple at that point, with some minerals. There are some benefits to this, so don't get too crazy. There's those people out there who are naturalists and who are juicers. They're crazy about this, and that's totally fine. But at the end of the day, I would rather help you understand how to add those foods into your regular diet. Why wouldn't you have an apple as one of your snacks through the day? Why wouldn't you include carrots in your lunchtime meal? Why wouldn't you use beets in your dinner tonight if you're going to do a vegetable stir fry and throw some beets in there, instead of reducing this food matter down to just a liquid and literally drinking what is essentially nothing more than a glass of mostly sugar with a few vitamins and minerals in it. But there are some other reasons why some people could use juices for part of their nutrition program. But typically, this requires someone who is tracking their food regularly. They have all of their macronutrients. They know exactly what they're eating, proteins, carbs, and fats. They know all of those things, and they're still struggling to reach their carbohydrate number. At this point, if someone is really struggling to eat enough carbohydrates, then juicing might bring in that necessary piece that they're absolutely missing. Unfortunately, most people, and I'm going to say probably a very high percentage, at least everyone I know in our challenge right now, is struggling to reach their protein. Almost every client I work with struggles to meet protein. I see people posting their food each day thinking they're eating healthy and they're only getting 20 or 25 grams of protein. Well, the average American adult, the average female, I'm going to say that, the average female that's no more than 100 pounds, if a female weighs no more than 100 pounds, she needs minimally 1,300 calories a day, and she needs minimally 100 grams of protein a day. And most people aren't getting half that. And so if you don't weigh 100 pounds, and you're not healthy, and you're not eating at least 100 grams of protein, you're not eating at least 1,300 calories, then you're underfeeding your body. So especially in protein. So if you're going to add more carbohydrates and more sugar to the diet, then you're still failing miserably at the whole balanced part of the diet. So instead of thinking that a juice cleanse or a juicing is a healthy alternative to maybe something that you're doing, or that it's the magic answer that you're missing, let's take a step back and look at the overall macro picture. What is it that you're currently eating? How does it fit into that? And does it balance out the macros? Chances are, on almost every percent of time I look at it, every person I look at, a juicing does nothing more than increase their sugar intake and blows their carbohydrate number so far out of whack that their protein number falls completely short. So let's take a step back. Let's get the macros first, balance out those macros, and then consider whether juicing is an option. But please, please, please don't buy into the diet culture telling you that, oh, you just need to chew up some vegetables and some fruit and boom, you've got it great. Now, the other thing that someone will say to me is, oh, I throw protein powder in my juicing, my juice cleanse. I throw protein in there. Well, maybe that's a little bit better, but at the end of the day, if you're not tracking all of it, you don't know what it is, I consider those things as like, you're just shooting fish, you're just shooting in the dark. You don't know what you're doing. So let's make it simple, take a step back, start tracking all of the food that you're putting, get your macros in balance, and then consider whether juicing is an option. Now, if you're having trouble with your macros or you don't know what to do, you need to get with your coach as soon as possible and let them help you figure that out. I'll probably do another video on macros because it's a huge topic, but for today, let's focus on just eating good, healthy proteins, good healthy carbohydrates and good healthy fats in a balanced ratio, and let's start there first. That's what I got for you guys today. Hope that helps. I'll see you next time.